Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. APC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Win with KFC, big league, join the league. Win a trip to Brazil, all you mean? Yeah. Big deal, meal deal, big match. Just buy KFC and win that. From now until July 20th, 2026, buy a big deal or meal deal for a chance to win a trip for 2 to Brazil. Courtesy of KFC. That's $500,000 cash from Best Dressed Chicken. 11 weekly winners score free KFC for a year. 65-inch TVs, smartphones, and more. Just WhatsApp your receipt to 876-784-7811 to enter and win big in the KFC Big League. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting Gaming and Lotteries.
Campari, Red Passion. 3 bills that are for a drink and 18 bills for the floss. Aye, they are the bar, just get a text. Buy for your link up, she want make a flex. Buy a Campari, you know what's next. Ashley, I call up, wifey don't vex. Head to your nearest community bar and get your Campari for the recommended drink price of $300 for a drink and $1,800 for the flask. Campari, Red Passion. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
A voice you love returns home. This August, afternoons on Nationwide, on air and online will never be the same.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jack on my figure, dig the wall.
Up a Total Tools.
Weed walk a figure, trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand.
Total Tools.
We rent them, sell them, and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When I say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option.
Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, 34 Slive Road, Kingston.
And lot C6 Jacksaw, Sentence Bay. Call us today.
Nationwide 90 FM now presents live action from the 2026 FIFA World Cup Finals.
Brought to you by our platinum sponsors, KFC, it's finger licking good. Gold sponsors, Digicel. Powered by you, connected by us. Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life. National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development. Barita, making money work for you. Our silver sponsor, Anybet, and our bronze sponsors, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way.
Which team you feel goes score the first goal? From all over the world, people that turn up. Unity we say, nothing couldn't hurt us. This is our game, we love the World Cup. Competition with a purpose.
So we're heading for the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium in California for a 7 o'clock kickoff. The USA versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. Welcome to Nationwide 90 FM's live and extended coverage of the FIFA World Cup Finals. My name is Wayne Walker. We're on to our third game of the day after seeing England and Belgium staging remarkable comebacks to book their spot in the round of 16. Belgium did that just a short time ago, and I can't imagine that the US players were watching that game. There's no way that their coach would allow them to watch that game. It will sap their energy, plus they have a game just an hour later to concentrate on. But I'm sure they know the score. What I can tell you is that they were not watching that. There's no way the coach would have allowed them to watch that game. It's just too high intensity game. All right, Andrew Price and Valdane Legister still with us. Guys, you're running the marathon. You're running the marathon. But great to have you, and great to have your insights into the games we've played so far today, and now looking forward to USA against the Bosnia-Herzegovina team. Andrew, the USA team is it's a complete overhaul from the team that lost by 3-2 to Turkey. 10 changes were made, and the same 10 changes that brought them back. And no question, the US is going for this one. We didn't see Balogun in that game. Christian Pulisic wasn't in it. Captain Tim Reed wasn't in it. Ware is back to the bench, and a couple of others are back to the bench. Sergino Best is back on the starting 11. So 10 changes to the squad. The US mean business.
Well, definitely. I mean, they got good results from the 2 games prior to this. So I expect them to go back to their more seasoned and tested team. One of the good things is that they are using a different formation this evening. They are doing a 3-5-2 where they have 3 central defenders, 5 in midfield and 2 people up front. In Pulisic and Balogun will lead the strike. And they are going to occupy that midfield so that they can be competitive against Bosnia. So, though 10 changes are made, it's the 10 best players I think the US has right now. And Pochettino doesn't want to take any chances. He wants to ensure that he's in Seattle to play that round of 16 game.
The team I'm looking at for the USA, which I'll allow you to announce in a short while, looks like the team that beat Paraguay. The team that ran riot on the night when they played Paraguay in California. They're back in California for this game against the Bosnia-Herzegovina team. And so if that performance is anything to go by and they can replicate it, then Bosnia is going to be in for a long night.
Yes, they're going to be in for a long night. But at the same time, when we have seen in the round of 32, a lot of teams that we didn't expect to put up too much of a fight have made life hard for the favorites.
Yes.
And though the US starts this game as favorite, they can't take the Bosnians too lightly, and they are going to have to be circumspect in their approach and ensure that they put in a workman-like performance to get the result.
For sure, for sure. Valde, not a great deal is known of the Bosnia-Herzegovina team. It's their second time at the World Cup, and their best player is probably their oldest player, and a player that not many people expected to see at the World Cup again. That's Edin Dzeko. They were underwhelming in the group stages, and though Andrew is cautioning us not to take anyone lightly and not to get ahead of ourselves, really, you can't see Bosnia putting up the sort of performances that we've seen people like Belgium and people like England put up, because they're not that quality kind of team, but they're at the World Cup, which means they have some quality.
Yes, the fact that they would have qualified for the World Cup, they would have played some quality teams, and to get through those games, it means that they have some form of talent. And again, it's always a dangerous thing when your opponent don't know a lot about you. So that makes them very dangerous, and we could be in for a good show tonight.
Yeah, and they've got a number of players who are playing in top leagues in Europe. It's just that they are not globally known names. And we're going to ask Andrew now to give us the US starting lineup, where 10 changes have been made from the team that played against Turkey.
Well, Matt Freese comes back in goal, and he'll be flanked by a back three of Alex Freeman, Chris Richards, and Tim Ream, the captain. And in the midfield, where they'll have 5 players, will be occupied by Des McKinney, Adams, Tillman, and Anthony Robinson. And as I said earlier, up front, we'll have Pulisic and the talismanic Balogun, who has been scoring goals like the river is flowing for the United States. So we expect those individuals to feature this evening for the US team.
How Arsenal let that boy go, I can't understand. Even to today, Balogun is a class act. Anyway, so what formation they're employing?
A 3-5-2 formation.
That's the US.
Yes.
And Bosnia is going with 4-4-2. So they'll have Vacilic in goal, Dedic, Katic, Morhokovic, Kolasinac, you know him. He played in England as well. There's Barakovic, Basic, Zucic, Albervekic, Demorovic, and Dzeko. So that's the lineup for the Bosnia-Herzegovina team. And probably their strongest team at the moment, but they're coming up against a United States team who looked rampant in the first stage of the competition. Guys, I just want to go back a little to the Belgium performance. We just got a flash interview from Leo Trossard, and he said even at 2-0 down, the Belgian players were pinging across the field, talking to each other and telling themselves it's not over.
Yeah.
What we saw there wasn't coincidence.
That's what football is about. It's 90 plus minutes, and the more players can understand that they should play to the final whistle, because there's always opportunity. I mean, Belgium could have given up and said, look, let us throw caution to the wind, let us just go, try and see if we can get a goal. If we don't get a goal, it's better to lose 2-0 or 5-0 instead of not trying. But they continue plugging away, continue going on. They got the comeback goal, they worked on the equalizer, and they got into extra time. Unfortunately for them, they got a penalty on the stroke of full time of extra time.
Yeah. And folks, we went back to that because we didn't get a chance to really dissect what happened over there in Seattle with that Belgium versus Senegal performance. Valdain, we keep talking about the implosion of the Africans. When and how? Because no matter how much they're exposed to European training, playing in top European leagues, living in Europe, it's almost predictable that whenever they go to the World Cup, you're looking for something. You don't get that when people like Spain and France and England are playing. If they're leading and comfortably leading, you feel they're going to see it out. When an African team does it, especially in the knockout stage of the World Cup, you sit there quietly, you're supporting them, but it's just like you know something. We see 3 times already this in the last 2 days. What's happening?
There are teams who know how to win and they are exposed to different situations. So at times they might be leading and they know how to hold it out. At times they might be trailing and they know what to do. I think the Africans need to learn that, and the more they play and expose at the highest level, I think they will get it. But
you know, it's a funny thing, Valdain.
Yes.
It's not just with one country, you know.
No, it's
once in
it's,
an African team,
yes.
you almost expect it.
Yes, and again, it comes down to mentality. It comes down to mentality. The Belgians stuck to it, and they didn't give up, and they just stuck to it, and I guess Senegal team fell to the pressure.
Andrew, what's the difference between the rest and Morocco? Why Morocco do it and they can't?
Well, I think it sometimes has to deal with culture, and the North African teams have a different culture from the Central and Western African teams. I think the Western African, Central African teams are more emotional about the game, and I think the North Africans are more controlled and more disciplined in the way they play. If you look at Egypt and you look at Morocco, you can see that they are controlled. Just look at the game Morocco against Brazil. They didn't panic after Brazil equalized, and they continued playing for the 90 minutes to see out the draw because they knew that a point was important for them to get off the mark as they continued to progress through the round. So it's just about understanding the importance of keeping what you have and not giving it away. And I think Senegal team today showed that they had that insurance goal. Remember, going into the second half, they were leading 1-0. All they needed was that second goal to get that insurance goal. They got the insurance goal and just laid back and didn't concentrate in the dying moments where it's necessary. Goals are scored mostly in the first 15 minutes of a half and the last 15 minutes of a half. And that is when you need to have your concentration up. And I didn't think that the Senegalese team had their concentration up at that point in time. And as a result, Belgium took advantage of it and got back in the game.
Fine. What I'm trying to drive at, though, is why people expect it from them. In other words, you come to this World Cup, it happens to you. The next World Cup, it happens to you. Why you allow people to expect it from you the third World Cup? What about the 2 that it happened to you? What about learning from it? What about putting things in place to make sure? Is it mental? Is it... I don't know.
It's not only mental, it's experience and time.
But they play in the top leagues in the world.
Yeah, even if they play in the top leagues, sometimes Mexico doesn't go past the quarterfinals. And we question that. And we have a lot of Mexican players playing throughout the world. Even the United States, the furthest they have reached is the quarterfinals. There are players playing all over the world. You have to develop that whole testosterone where you know, look, I'm going to see out this game and get it done as a group. You may be able to do it for your club, but collectively, as a nation, these teams have to learn to do that.
So I understand the point that you make about Mexico and the USA. The point I am making, though, is that you will not see USA and Mexico in situations where these teams are and implode. They're not going to do it. If they're beaten by the better team. The Africans, it's not the same with them. They implode. They throw it away.
Well, look, I am saying that a game is played for 90 minutes. I saw Netherlands leading a game with minutes to go, and an experienced player like Van Dijk did not pick up an important player, and they ended up losing the game on penalty kicks. It's the concentration that we don't see with the Africans, and I'm not trying to belittle the African teams, but you need to have that concentration in those critical moments, and sometimes the concentration is lacking, and that is where they're losing games.
Valin, well, another thing, and this is my final piece on this thing, and I don't want to come across as being belittling the African teams, because that's not what I'm doing. One of the criticisms African teams used to have in earlier World Cups, like 6-7 World Cups ago, people complain, why can't you give African coaches a chance? And so a lot of the African countries chase away the European coaches who they had. And the job of that European coach mainly was to get them to play a system and a structure as opposed to just kicking the football. I think I heard, was it Zlatan? Some one of those top players were saying African teams are Schweinsteiger. And you know what I'm getting at, right? They're just wild and they did. Yeah. Fine. So that's a criticism. They brought in these European coaches to sort of put a structure to it.
Yes.
And then the criticism started. Why can't they give African coaches a chance? They now run the European coaches away. I mean, they still have one or two of them. Because Henri Michel came in at the last minute to take over the Tunisian team when they fired their coach in the World Cup. So they run them away. And what they're doing now, they're structured and disciplined in terms of their setup because they play in Europe. But they just don't have the ability to take it over the line when they have it.
Again, it might come down to culture. So when you're overseas, when you're in Europe, you play that style. But when you come back to your country, you, I guess, go back to your old style. So maybe that's the issue. They will improve over time. It's going to take some time for that discipline to be second nature. So I think that's what is needed.
I'm going to check to see how many of these African countries travel to the World Cup with a psychologist. A lot of people underestimate psychologists in sports. Every successful team in world sport have one or two of them. And it's very important. A lot of people talk about psychologists. Something needs to be studied on why African teams in particular continuously. I mean, there are going to be odd days when another big team have the lead and implode. Fine. It's just a consistency with which the Africans do it that is now drawing the attention. It's all over social media now. Why African teams can't take it over the line, you know? But congratulations to Belgium. We don't want to pour cold water on what they did tonight because it was truly remarkable, and they booked themselves a spot against US or Bosnia. We're on 6:45, 6:46 now. Let's go for a break. We're building up to the 7 o'clock kickoff in the Bay Area in California between the USA and Bosnia Herzegovina. Let's go for a break and come back.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, leave a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice. God me say you watch you over me practice.
Appleton at the bar, come join me. A drink is just $3.50.
The recommended selling price for Appleton Estate Signature at your nearest community bar is only $350 per drink and $2,100 per flask.
Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly. A voice, a personality you love returns to Nationwide this August. Afternoons on air and online at Nationwide will never be the same.
Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. Burger King, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Cheese and peas, man, I like. I got me say, when me taste the new cheesy fries. Just $5 with creamy cheese sauce. Or load it up your way, you are the boss. Everybody sing this part. Hey. Who wants something really nice, thanks and please. BK, new cheesy fries, cheese and peas. Get the new cheesy fries, limited time only at Burger King.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. APC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors, KFC, It's Finger Licking Good, Digicel, powered by you, connected by us, Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you, Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life, National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development, Barita, making money work for you, Anybet, your best bet, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Nationwide 90 FM's World Cup coverage, bringing you every match, every goal, and every moment wherever you are.
Mauricio Pochettino has done something miraculous. Valdane and Andrew and other football watchers, especially in the CONCACAF region, would tell you that coming into the World Cup, what we're seeing of this United States team, we had not seen it under his reign. In fact, people were worried whether he should take them into the World Cup or not, to a point where a team in England, I think Tottenham Hotspur, were thinking of bringing him back because his success rate with the USA was almost non-existent. When we saw them against Paraguay the night, somebody said, who's coaching this team? And when we looked in the dugout, it was the Argentine, Mauricio Pochettino. Andrew, how was he managed to literally turn this US team around to look like what we're seeing now?
He hasn't really turned this US team around, you know. What he has done, he has systematically looked at several players. He has looked at about 50 to 60 players until he's able to find the right combination. And a lot of the times when he played some of these games, experimenting, he didn't have a lot of the players at his disposal for one reason or another. Now for this tournament, he's able to get all the players, the best players assembled, and he has the best 25 teams representing the United States right now, and they are playing to a system which they like and they enjoy, and you see them playing fluently, playing aggressively, and enjoying the game. And the same people who were chastising Pochettino prior to the World Cup are the same ones praising him right now.
Valdane, did not having to play in the qualifiers play to his advantage, where he had enough time now to sit with his players and decide who is going to be who, what is going to be what? On the flip side, playing in the qualifiers would have given him the opportunity to be match sharp and see them in a real game situation to decide on it.
I would want to say yes, not playing in the qualifiers would have helped him because, as Andrew said, it gave him a lot more time to select the players that he wanted. And as you can see now, he has a very young and talented team. US is of such that they have the resources and they are able to play games that can give them that match fitness and readiness. So that didn't affect them, but I think it definitely benefited them because it gave them more time. He could have experimented with players, and he's now benefiting. He has the right set of players.
How much of a chance, Andrew, you give Bosnia? A puncher's chance?
Yeah, a puncher's chance. They're on the field. So I guess you have to give them an opportunity. Let me tell you something, Wayne. The game is played on the day. Things can go right for you, and it can go wrong for your opponent. What you have to do is have the belief that you can get something out of the game. And if I was the Bosnian coach, I'd play the games in quarter just like the hydrate break. Every quarter you ensure that you progress without getting behind. And the longer the US doesn't score is the more frustrated that they'll get and possibly present some opportunities for you. So I think that's the first job for the Bosnian team to do, is to see how long they can get the US off the score sheet.
Well, you heard from Valdane Legister, you heard from Andrew Price, you've been hearing from them all day. And it's the US against Bosnia at the the San Francisco Bay Area in California. The U.S. have played two of their games in California, so they're used to there. If they win tonight, they'll fly into Seattle tomorrow to get ready for that titanic battle against the Belgium team, fresh off a most remarkable comeback just a short time ago against Senegal in Seattle. So the players are out on the field, the formalities are taking place, and we'll go over now to catch the playing of the national anthems of both Bosnia-Herzegovina and the USA, and then sit back and enjoy 45 minutes of football. We expect it to be electric, especially from the USA standpoint, but of course, we all know what we've seen since the start of this World Cup. It's not over until it's over. The game is played on the field, and both teams are sharing the same field. All right, let's go over now to the San Francisco Bay Area Stadium in California to join our commentators. We'll see you at the break. Journey not yet completed, but they're on their way. They lead by a goal to nil. Florian Bologan, a youngster who was born in the USA to Nigerian parents, raised in England, played for Arsenal and had a promising career before heading over to France, where he's playing for Monaco with Paul Pogba. And the World Cup performance that he has put on so far will do his chances of playing in a bigger club. With all due respect to AF Monaco, no harm at all. He's got 3 goals so far in the tournament. And the lead that he gave the US on minute number 44, he had the ball in the back of the net an hour, 10 minutes earlier. It's a long day. 10 minutes earlier, but it was ruled offside by the referee. Not a great deal between the teams in fact, the only goal was scored was the only shot on target in the entire first 45 minutes. And we're here talking about the USA and not noticing that this Bosnia-Herzegovina team is also a potent one as well. Not a great deal between the two teams, but the US doing what is right, taking the lead, and will now have Bosnia chasing the game in the second half. Andrew Price and Valdin Legister, they've done yeoman service throughout the day, and for the final time they're going to be giving off their views on the first 45 minutes of this game. The USA edging it, not only in terms of the goal that they scored, but in terms of possession. I've not seen the possession percentage, but I would just hazard a guess based on I evidence that they were bossing the possession. But either way, it's a tightly contested game at this stage. That one goal, the difference. But there's not a great deal between them. What's about ball possession percentage?
62% for the United States and 38% for Bosnia. The United States had territorial advantage, but I must say the Bosnian team were well organized defensively and kept them at bay until the 45th minute where Balogun scored that goal. But if you look, though, at the entire attacking force of the United States, Balogun is the only person really being featured. I haven't seen Pulisic. He hasn't featured a lot. McKennie's tried to string passes together. But I think that Bosnia is still in this game.
Yes, I think so too. As I said, there's not a great deal between them. And we wouldn't be surprised if they come out the second half and turn things around, or at the very least draw level and push the game deeper into places where it would normally go if it wasn't a knockout. You agree that, Valdin Legister, that there's not a great deal between the two at the minutes?
Yes, I agree. There's not much between them. USA got fortunate, just a bad touch by the defender, and then it fell to the person who scored the goal. But there's not much to differentiate. Bosnia is holding their own, as was expected. But I'm happy that US is ahead from a CONCACAF perspective.
Okay. Yes. Pulisic, he pulled the strings in the first game against Paraguay before he got injured. Is it that he's not back to full fitness? Is he moving a little languid and matter-of-factly? I don't know.
But I think the position he's playing right now, he doesn't have the impact that he would normally have a game, because the United States have packed their midfield with 5 players, with 3 defenders, so he's up front with Balogun. I think he likes to play more withdrawn in midfield and then come out of midfield into the half spaces up front. So I don't think he's getting a lot of balls, but certainly Balogun is getting a lot of opportunities. I mean, it was just a matter of time before he scored, because he got a couple where he put them wide, and he's the type of player that gets himself in the right position at the right time.
Yeah, he's their point man. It's 8 o'clock here in Jamaica. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we'll continue to talk about what we saw in the first 45 minutes of this game between the US and the Bosnia-Herzegovina. And it's a lot closer than a lot of us would have thought. The Bosnian team is really standing up to the Americans, who have really been one of the shining stars of this FIFA World Cup. Let's go for a break and come back.
If you've ever called in, shared your story, or got help on this show, then you're already family. Now make it official. Join the nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
champion of dancehall. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Hey, turn up to 25. Turn up to 25. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a milli cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
When life brings dreams, both big and small, you need a place that welcomes all. A helping hand, a friendly way. CNWJ Credit Union. People who care every day. Saving, growing side by side with a community full of pride. I belong.
Serving Jamaica since 1961. CNWJ Cooperative Credit Union. Discover the benefits of belonging.
I just wanna have fun. Some is envy, I go Magnum. $700 give you one. That mean even if it's turn up. Magnum, the champion of dancehall. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Hey, turn up to 25. Turn up to 25. Could I drive out fresh in a MG ride with a staycation all inclusive flex? Yeah. I touch a milli cash. Yes. Smart TV, PS5, and home upgrade.
Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel. Sign up or switch to postpaid or Digicel Plus. Buy a SIM. Top up with 5 bills or more. Buy a 7-day plan or higher. A smartphone deal or just pay your bill. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion period June 24 to September 5, 2026. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for terms and conditions.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM's FIFA World Cup 2026 coverage. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by our FIFA World Cup sponsors, KFC, It's Finger Licking Good, Digicel, powered by you, connected by us, Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you, Sagicor, Wise Financial Thinking for Life, National Road Operating and Construction Company, developing tolled roads for national development, Barita, making money work for you, Anybet, your best bet, Hose Assembly and Supply Limited, equipping Jamaica for success. Burger King, have it your way. Nationwide 90 FM's World Cup coverage, bringing you every match, every goal, and every moment wherever you are.
From all over the world, people that turn up. Unity we say, nothing couldn't.
Yeah, it's 1-0 in Seattle where they No, it's not in Seattle, in California. It was a game before that. It was in Seattle. The US are playing to go to Seattle. And so they're leading by a goal to nil. Florian Balogun getting the goal, the all-important goal on minute 45. As I mentioned, he had the ball in the back of the net earlier, but it was ruled offside. One shot on goal all 45 minutes, and that was the one that Balogun scored to give the US the lead. The players should be coming up back in a short time, and as usual, I'm going to ask Andrew Price to put himself in the place of Pochettino, the US coach.
Continue playing the way you're playing. Move the ball around. Get that insurance goal. Insurance goal is always very important. And continue to just maintain the tempo. I think they're going good so far. All they have to do is keep their foot on the gas and keep going.
Yeah, and for you, if you were the Bosnia coach, what would you be telling your team?
We have to step up the intensity. We are behind. So it's all or nothing.
All right, so we've got some really sumptuous pairings already in the round of 16. Canada against Morocco. I left my notes on my desk, so I'm trying to wing this one and trying to get it out. All right, so it's Canada against Morocco. Mexico has a big game on Sunday night at 7 o'clock in the Azteca Stadium. I can just imagine what the streets of Mexico City will look like on the Sunday night. In fact, I just think people are going to be marching up to the
can
Azteca
help you
for its
win.
30. Man, I get them. I get them. But now that you have them here, let's go.
Yes,
with them.
Canada will play Morocco at 12 p.m.
Yes.
on Saturday. And Paraguay will play France at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Then on Sunday at 3 p.m. Brazil plays Norway, and Mexico plays England at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if France is playing before Brazil again. Not sure, but they have the fixture all worked out. So those are the games that we have already confirmed. Tomorrow we'll have another 3 games, and the following day we have another 3. And by that time, the round of 16 would have been put together, and we're setting sail. We've got a break in the World Cup, the first break since the start of the World Cup, and that's going to be next week, Wednesday. Write that in your book, because we all need to just sit back, chill, have a drink, and then get ready for the home stretch. But we do have a break. No games next week, Wednesday, so we won't be here sitting around or anything like that. Get back to the normal, day-to-day activities that we used to, or as I say, retreat to a beach and have some fish and something, and do like Enterprise when he's not here, or Valin Legister when he's in Westmoreland. The place where they keep all most of the stuff. We're waiting on the players to come back out onto the field. Our first game tomorrow is at 2 o'clock, and so we go on air at 1:30, and that's Spain against Austria. I'm sure about that. Don't need Enterprises, I'll put that one. Spain against Austria is at 2 o'clock, and of course we have got other games later on in the day. Portugal play the last game tomorrow night, do they?
No, Switzerland plays
Switzerland
Algeria.
play Algeria. So it's Portugal that has the middle game.
Yes, that's going to be a great matchup.
It's going to be a cracker.
Portugal, Croatia.
Yes.
It's going to be a good game.
So they're coming together of Luca and Cristiano.
Yes.
One of the two
for the swan song.
One of the two will exit the stage tomorrow night. They're Real Madrid mates for years, and of course they've contributed greatly to world football. In fact, they're both Ballon d'Or winner. The Croat won it in 2018 when they went to the final, and then he helped Madrid win the Champions League. It was really, really a big year for him. But one of the two good friends will be exiting the stage tomorrow. Will it be Cristiano or will it be Luca? We're going to have time to build up to that tomorrow, because it's the middle game. I think it's a 5 o'clock game tomorrow. And let's see. The first one is at 2. So I figure it's going to be a 6 o'clock game, Yeah, if the first one is at 2, then more than likely it's 6 o'clock. Right, yeah. It's a 6 o'clock game. And the late game is a 10 o'clock game.
Yep.
Right. So I got something right. So the U.S. team is heading back to the field, and I'm sure they'll be followed by Bosnia and their coaching staff. So without further ado, let's head back to the commentators in California. You won't see us at the end of the game. The next time you see us will be at 1:30 tomorrow, where we're building up for the Spain versus Austria game, which is set to kick off at 2 o'clock. So on behalf of the entire team, Valdane, and of course Andrew Price, your expert analyst, my name is Wayne Walker, for the final time tonight saying have a good night and see you tomorrow.